Okay, I think we are finally live. Check. Yeah, so we're live. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. How are you guys today? Ready to practice? Because I'm definitely ready. And today's topic of our practice is dynamic poses. So I have prepared a few references for our today's studies. And actually, I want to make them even simpler than before. I mean that I just want to make sure that we avoid all unnecessary details today. So yeah. Hi, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. And it's nice to hear that you're really well today. That's cool. So, are you drawing today with us? I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. Like, really ready to practice today, to draw. Like, I think a week is enough to start missing the streams, the lives, so... yeah. Just trying to post the link, and we're going to start. So difficult, like so much work. And we're ready. Okay, so guys, let's start with the first dynamic pose. It's really dynamic because like, there is so much going on, like lots of angles, lots of movement here. So I will just start with figuring out like how it all works together, because that's quite a complicated kind of pose. Hello, Vladimir. Hello. Actually, that's an interesting kind of pose. I mean, I'm trying to understand like where's the point of gravity is. And it seems to me that it's somewhere in her like belly area, more or less. I mean, that's kind of like in this point. Usually, like to get things right, we would just draw vertical line, like to see where the leg should be, because in order not to fall, even though it's kind of like a movement, still we have to maintain the right posture not to fall down. So this is what we maintain, and I noticed that not everybody knows that, but actually this is like understanding this point helps to avoid drawing a figure that looks like it's falling or something. I mean, of course there are really extreme dynamic poses that can be actually falling, like there can be people falling and stuff, but usually if it's some sort of like more or less pose where a person is kind of standing at least on one leg or on two, we have to find like this point of gravity, like the weight, because I mean basically our bodies, they work within this gravity system. So understanding where it is definitely helps to avoid falling looking kind of figures to draw. So I mean, let's see. I mean, she's kind of like falling, but you can see that she's standing pretty much on her toes here. So basically like this is how it goes. So I will not erase it just yet, so that you guys could see it. And actually no, this dot is not a bell button, it should be here. Once again, for those who are maybe new watching this or maybe missed this thing, we try to indicate where the most of the weight goes, like what's the point where we put this majority of weight to stand, and like using this sort of point as the reference for right posture, basically. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please tell me. I'll try my best to explain it better. think by now we can actually get rid of some of the lines, especially if they are not serving us anymore. So yeah, not to get too confused because of the amount of all these lines. You can get rid of them from time to time, but just make sure that you still keep some of them in mind, or maybe have already drawn over them so that you understand how it works. Connection. I think actually this leg should be higher than I have drawn it, so let's fix that a bit. I mean, it's almost horizontal. Let's see where we can put it. Yeah, approximately here. And on this leg, it is the left leg for us, you can see how intensely in perspective these muscles are, and this leg in general. You see that it looks way shorter than the other leg. Now it seems to me that the other leg is too long, so we will just make it a bit shorter. Don't forget to compare the shapes between each other, like where one shape has ended, where another has started. It's like this will help you to check your proportions, to check the overall flow, and you will not end up drawing things in the places where they will look weird after it. And in case you have drawn something like too big, it's always okay to change the size if you're drawing digitally. Or basically you can do that if you draw traditionally as well. It will just take you a bit more time, but I think it's easier to fix because you already understand how it works, like the structure and stuff. And like just make some changes, it's not a big deal. Because I'm seeing right now that this glove definitely looks bigger than it should be, and I think that we'll just make it a bit smaller. And even if it is, I don't think that it's too bad, because we can, I would say, stylize things a bit, just to make them more expressive. Which is important when drawing some dynamic poses. Like, it's okay to be sometimes too much, especially if you work in semi-realism kind of style, not trying to be like super realistic or something. Yeah, I think it's time for the second reference. This one we're pretty much done. So let's open it and just... Here she is. And actually, I think I can put it like this here, so that it looks a bit bigger in case you're drawing alone, so you will be able to draw with me as well. Just a bit. Can you guys see everything well? I'm trying to like reorganize stuff here. Yeah, this is where we're going to draw the next one. Starting with some basics, with like the biggest shapes, which are the chest, I forgot this word in English actually. Like, let me just check very quickly how we call this thing. I mean, it's something super easy, but I forgot. Pelvis, yeah. I'm talking about pelvis. Okay. Oh, and actually, let's just put it on the new layer. And make it a bit smaller, because right now obviously we don't have enough free space for this one. For me it's okay. Good, good. Do you like our second reference? Increase the head a bit, right away. Oh, and speaking of, let's decrease it again, make it a bit smaller because I just want to have enough space for her legs and stuff. So yeah, here we can see that the weight point that we were talking about previously is actually located like more or less in her like chest area, somewhere here, I would say, like you can see it. And we'll just make the vertical line down and see where she should. I mean, it's basically that she has 2 points of carrying the weight of her body here. This one and this one. But still. I think it's not in the chest actually, guys. I think it's like, where's the... She has 2 points actually. I think it's somewhere maybe here, still like... I believe it seems to me that's the belly area. It's kind of like the... I wouldn't say the heaviest part, but it's the part where the weight is kind of like unites from the upper body and the lower body. And to be able to stand, like we need to balance out this point, I think. So let's see what changes if we... I mean, if we drew a person like just standing still, like simply speaking, like this, right? Oops. Oh, where's it? Yeah. So, and we would just like, I don't know, draw legs and stuff. Like the point would be here somewhere. I mean, it's not that important where, like how high it is, but it's important that it goes like somewhere in the middle, and this is where it would fall. But we have like 2 foundations here, like where we put our weight, and eventually we kind of like put this weight on these 2, so we're able to stand. I mean that it's just like, let's say if there is a table, right, the weight, and just, oops, trying to draw like this, there are like 4 points that carry the weight, like 4 legs, right? And weight is like located somewhere here, and due to the construction and the structure of this object, like we can see that the weight goes here, 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 and here, and eventually goes down to these 4 points, right? And since we have like as a person, like we walk on 2 legs, obviously, so we kind of have this sort of structure, right, with the weight like here, right? And of course, like weight would go down here if it would just fall, right? But due to like these 2 foundation, kind of like pillars, let's say so, the weight goes like on these 2 legs. So when we walk somewhere, we still would, if we need to step, for example, we would shift the weight from one leg to another. So let's say if you're walking, I mean it's pretty simplistic, but anyway, like you have to put one of your legs here to meet this reference, not reference, this gravitation point, while another leg is standing like this. So I mean that you kind of like stand on one leg basically, and you need to be smart about where you put your weight, because if you don't do this correctly, and let's say like if let's draw it here, if let's say you are not doing walking right, you would just, I don't know, put some leg here, another here, and you see that the overall thing is like falling down, right? So I'm not saying that it's not possible to draw a pose like this, but you need to consider that this sort of pose will look as if it's falling, or maybe it's like running, but like very, very quickly and rapidly and stuff. So I mean, it's almost like falling, that your legs are hardly keeping up with the speed that you have, because they're trying to make you not fall, basically. I mean that, and in general, this sort of pose would look more dynamic. And even like in basic kind of walking, you would still kind of like move to this point of almost losing your balance, but then there is like another leg that helps you to stay standing, right, or walking, like not to fall down. So this is what I mean. And that's pretty funny. And what I'm trying to get to here is that I just want to make sure that my figure doesn't fall down, that it has the more or less appropriate point of balance, let's call it this way. And it should be somewhere here. Let's see, yeah, pretty much. But she has 2 points of balancing here. I mean, 2 legs, even though like the leg that is in front of the other, it takes more of a weight, I would say. But okay, more or less, I hope it's clear. Excuse me. So, where were we? Oh, hi Mika! Nice to see you. I'm doing great, thank you, and happy to see you here. Thanks for joining. Singing classes, oh, that's so cool. You can sing? And thanks for stopping by. Okay, back to what we were talking about. And I mean, it's this balance point, it's not something to be like super critical of, but it definitely helps to make your figure standing. I mean, not to make it look as if it's falling. I mean, unless it's your purpose, obviously. Like if you want to show that somebody's like rushing somewhere so quickly, that you would of course put their body in the position that's as if they're almost falling, but obviously they're not. Oops. I just need... think this hand is like even higher that I drew it. Yeah, it's obviously, oops, on the same kind of like height, even if not higher than the rest of the hand, another arm. you can see that one leg is slightly in front of the other. I mean, she's kind of stepping forward, maybe not too intentionally, but still. So I want to just show that. Yep. Okay, now we need to put these guys somewhere. I don't know, let's put them here. And as for this girl, I just wanna move her a bit to the right. And I will create a new layer for the next drawing. I mean, I think compared to reference right now, it seems to me that her pelvis should be like a bit more, like go forward a bit, but I think it's not that significant up to this point. So yeah. What else do we have here? Let me just choose the reference for the next one. Let's work with this one. There are actually two people. And I think I will like work with the right one. Just put her here so that you guys could see. Oh, hi! Hi, welcome. Thank you so much, guys. I haven't seen the comments. Like, thanks. Yeah, some practices. Feel free to draw along with me, maybe chat a bit. How's your day so far? Hope it's great. Okay, for some reason the previous reference wasn't like opening for me. I don't know why. It says that it just doesn't work, and this one worked, so I'm happy about it. Okay, so obviously we will have to like be more schematic for this one because we don't have much free space here. I mean, I could have potentially like decreased maybe like these other figures around, but just I don't want to do that. I think that this one is a bit simpler, so I think we will just go with what we have in terms of the free space. I mean, I'm not against this, so like as long as you can maintain the proportions and stuff, it's okay. For finding dynamic poses, I basically use Pinterest. Yeah, like it's my #1 favorite place to find. And actually for this one I just searched dynamic poses and was choosing out of the results that I got. But like, I think there are people who make like series for these, like a series of photos, you know, like specifically for artists and stuff. Once again, trying to get the where the weight balance point should be, like approximately somewhere here, I guess. Let's make it a bit bigger. just continuing to compare shapes to each other, because here you can see that two elbows are located quite close. I mean, obviously we cannot see where the hand goes, but I think in this pose it's not necessary actually. I mean, we understand that it affects the other hand, of course, because you see that it's kind of like heightened a little bit, and there are like some things happening in terms of the volume. I mean, it usually doesn't go up like this, so we understand that there is this another hand under it, so and here we can see a really interesting kind of way how two volumes like interact with each other. And you know, now I realize that we need to put it a bit higher. I think I might even like rotate it a bit. Should be like somewhere here. Just want to move this part as well. I think it should fit in this location. That's too small of a tongue. I will just simplify the fingers here because I don't want to spend too much time on those. Trying to understand where the chest is located. Here we can see the other hand, which is kind of like significantly put with like close to the other hand, and it definitely gives us a clue how volumes work out here. Might even put them, should have put them even closer, but let's see if it works out fine. Oops. Yeah, it seems to me, oops, I'm confused with, where is there, eraser? I just want to like put it even, what's happening? Like I want to put it even closer to that hand because it obviously is closer. So let's just maybe move a bit the shoulder. Like based on this. Just put it here. Now it looks like something. Okay. We actually cannot see much going on here due to the nature of the reference, but we understand that here we have a shoulder, just like here we have a shoulder. Then there is like this pre-elbow part, then the elbow, another elbow, and then that hand goes below the other hand. So now we can just continue working with the rest of the body. Okay, so it's time for the pelvis. Let's see how it works here. And actually, thanks to this bodysuit, like we can see the approximate line of how a leg is attached to the body. I mean, it kind of like gives us idea of its shape. I think that sometimes clothes is extra and it doesn't help to draw, and sometimes it actually helps. So this is the second case for sure. Just make sure that I understand where this all goes. You can definitely see like the direction of the pelvis. It kind of goes like this. So there is a tilt in it. And thanks to this tilt, we can see like the main points. I mean, there is here these 2 points that are connected, these 2 points that are kind of like connected. Because I mean, practically speaking, like pelvis, if we simplify it a lot, it looks like this. If I mean the shape, like very simplified. I mean, of course, like overly simplified. But I noticed that simpler forms really help you to understand the shape better and the volumes better. So I don't see the reason to draw the actual pelvis here. And I'm talking not only about the pelvis, but pelvis plus hips. So like, I mean, the pelvis itself goes somewhere like this, like very approximately, kind of. I mean, it looks kind of like butterfly actually. And here we have like the legs, like the joints attached to it, and then the actual like legs, right? So it's what we can see here, these points that I showed like on the drawing. I'm talking about like these points, the 4 points, and you see that altogether for female mostly, but male too, kind of. There will be different proportion, different shape, but anyway, for female proportion, it looks like this, like trapezoid or whatever it's called. Like, so yeah. I mean, it's not necessary to draw the whole thing here, but we can just understand that it kind of looks like this here. More or less, I mean. So of course there is also volume of the belly. Can like approximately show it like this here. And there is volume of the chest and stuff, but right now we're not that interested in all this. I mean that it's not super flat here like this, it like still there is some sort of like volume like this. Okay, now it's time to continue working with the lower legs. And in this sort of pose, I think it's important to understand how the like what are the relation of these two legs to each other, like where is located what and stuff. Very difficult to learn to draw that part of the body. The forearms were also always complicated for me. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. So this is why I try to simplify shapes. Like just try to simplify them to geometric kind of shapes, like cylinders or stuff like this, like circles. And it definitely helps. I mean, I would also, you see, like do this sort of like super easy studies, like to understand how everything works, like for instance, if we just continue to draw the skeleton, it kind of looks like this in the upper part. There is this. So like then there are the head and all this stuff. So kind of like understanding the super like stick figure, I would say, it definitely helps, because like when you understand the super basic shape, I mean the construction, kind of like the skeleton, but super simple, it's easier to add these shapes like cylinders and stuff to it, and it makes things a bit easier. So I would definitely recommend to study poses like first in like very simple ways, like the ones that are standing like straight, looking at you, so without any perspective, difficult angles. So try to understand them first, and then like when you kind of have some sort of idea how it works, it gets easier to rotate them, because it's basically rotating these geometrical shapes in perspective. I mean, sometimes it can be really overwhelming when we study anatomy due to all the like the amount of these details that I agree do feel extra and like too difficult and stuff. But actually to learn to draw a figure, everything that we like have in our bodies, I mean all the wrinkles, all the like volumes, they're not important actually. Like, so this is why I definitely encourage you to draw super simple geometric kind of shapes, and it will be a bit easier for you to improve, because you wouldn't have to think about all these like super tiny details that like I just get confused when I draw like everything that I see. I hope it makes sense. Okay guys, so I think that's pretty it for today. Thank you so much for joining, and if you have some sort of like ideas for what to draw next, like maybe you have some specific requests on what I should draw next, like some sort of studies or maybe some characters, please feel free to share with me in the comments. And yeah, please don't forget to subscribe and like the stream. I would definitely appreciate your support. And yeah, see you guys soon in my next video and in the next stream. Bye!